Just one is enough. That's good. Welcome back, everyone, on the Decod3rs channels. Tonight, special stream. We're going to talk about laws, Web3 regulation with Ariel. Are you the lawyers of Web3? Yeah, that works, right?
I've been called worse. So that's fine.
That works. Okay. So
that
works. But thank you so much for accepting the invitation. It's like, I want to do this stream since 2023.
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
This is, and I told you this privately, but bear with me if I look awkward on camera. This is my first actual video streamed podcast stream thing. Usually they're like, recorded or they're spaces. So now I'm obviously looking at what my hands are doing, and I don't know. I don't know what to do.
That's okay. Yeah, it's gonna be amazing, and we're gonna talk about the stuff that you know about, right? So there is no reason to be stressed.
None. And I actually have a question for you.
Yes.
Am I the first guest that has ever had proof of schooling behind them?
Yes.
Yes.
We don't have school proof. Nobody has school proof, and that's good. Yeah. So, are you? Is that like a Pennsylvania diploma?
That's funny. We'll get there. No, actually, I'm licensed in the state of Minnesota.
Oh. Okay.
Random. I'm also licensed in New Jersey, and then I have my law school diploma.
Okay.
Then I have my undergrad diploma. And then I have a cute little cross stitch that my best friend made me that said, "People sometimes suck, but you're perfect." And I thought
that's cute.
It's cute. She, I was having a really hard day in law school once, and she crocheted that, knitted it to me, and sent it to me, and it's been on my wall ever since.
Nice. And see, that's my proof of diploma and graduation.
University. I love it.
That's what we do. Okay, so we have so many things to talk about. Some point about like what happened last week, basically. Some stuff that happened yesterday. Oh yeah.
Weirdest 36 hours of cyberbullying I have ever experienced.
Yeah, which is annoying because that's not cool.
I actually texted my fiance and I said, our wedding website is absolutely going to be password protected.
Holy shit.
We are not leaving that open to the public.
Damn.
I would not put it past a mog holder to show up at my wedding with pit vipers and some sort of degrading sign as a congratulations gift, if you will.
But you got a bag of mugs, right?
I got $600 worth. It was well worth it.
Okay. I don't know how many DMs you got, but I don't know if it was worth
a lot.
Yeah.
Quite a bit.
And okay, so that could be the first topic.
Sure.
So GK featuring Not Really Marshmallow. So what happens? Everyone knows on the timeline. I'm gonna share the little video from GK. Boom. Basically, he had a stunt. He set up a stunt about going on Times Square with some guys playing some music with a mask of marshmallow, and you replied that is like IP infringement, right? Is that infringement?
Yeah, I never thought such a boring tweet would get so much engagement. And I say this as it was such a boring tweet that had almost no opinion in it. Like I didn't even throw my personal opinion in it. I kind of just explained what I thought could possibly happen because Marshmallow had tweeted, this guy is pretending to be me to promote his crypto rug token. My lawyers are already on it. So I was like, oh, that's interesting. What should his lawyers be doing? And so that's kind of where I broke it down.
I missed the tweet. Oh yeah, here. Perfect.
Yeah, that's yes. It had an insane amount of views, and it was so very boring. Because I've tweeted about this before, with Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce and all of those pictures of shirts like Taylor's boyfriend and a picture of Travis Kelce, because unless you have their permission, you can't make money off of that. So it's like it's not like it's something I haven't discussed before. I think it just really went after the right cult, if you will. Unfortunately, I didn't even know that was a Mog sweater. Like I thought it was just Jakey being Jakey and doing DGod stuff. I had no idea there was even a token in it until I tweeted that, and a bunch of people commented on it that had like the finger pointing with the cat face, and I was like, "The fuck is this? Can I curse on this?"
Oh, yeah, cursing is poetry.
Okay, I was like, "What the fuck is this?" I actually, my little brother who has a ghost Twitter that he stalks me with, he called me and he was like, "What did you do?" And I was like, I really don't know. Like, this is unhinged. And he was like, "Yeah, I just showed mom. Good luck." I was like,
Jesus.
Thanks, Will. Thanks, guy. So, yeah, there are so many things that could have played out with this. I actually don't know if anything has happened. I don't know if there's been letters sent. He said lawyers are on it. I don't know how quick they acted, if he just has them on call. I mean, if you don't like the cryptocurrency industry or you don't mean to be in it, this could be something you're really concerned about.
100%. I mean, yeah.
And people are saying, you know, could this be the same thing as going to a Halloween party and wearing a costume? You know, that's not the same thing.
But I think it was like kind of like not to promote the Mog stuff, but like it was there. But it was just a stunt to make like a nice video, no?
I have no idea. I think it was just a prank. I mean, I know that there's a 10-minute video put out. I didn't watch it. Apparently putting the Mog sweater on was a last-minute thing. But I mean, that aside, that person, you were still trying to make a viral video using that person's helmet. And, you know, they said this was going to be the biggest prank ever. We're going to prank all of crypto Twitter. So like the intent to get social media engagement from using that person's helmet, that person's design, their likeness, I personally would argue that was there, which is why I made that tweet. If it was just a prank, a Halloween costume, and you went to your friend's Halloween party and you were like, this is going to be the greatest thing ever, you're not, I would argue that person probably isn't doing it for social media. But I mean, now who knows? I mean, when I go to a party, I don't think about social media. I think about having fun. Some people are different. Some people go to parties and do it for the Instagram. I don't even have an Instagram. So I would argue that's how it's different. I mean, nowadays, social media engagement can result in monetary gain. So you are gaining something by having those views on Twitter.
Even if like the fact that this mask can be bought like on everywhere in Times Square. Even in Times Square, you have to have like some authorities.
There's counterfeit things everywhere in New York.
Yeah.
There's counterfeit things everywhere.
Yeah, true.
Everywhere.
And you have to have authorization to stop in the middle of Times Square too, right?
Yeah. I mean, if you're out there selling a mask and it's Marshmallow's mask and you're in Times Square and you're trying to make money, that's illegal. But, you know, good luck for those for him to go after somebody in Times Square selling his mask. It's probably not worth it. That guy's probably making no money off of it. Not enough that would be worth it for litigation.
Yeah, makes sense. How much leverage does Marshmallow legal action side with him versus SolGK? Is SolGK in trouble?
Is SolJK ever actually in trouble? Does he ever get in trouble?
No, he's too cute. He's too cute.
He's a cute guy. He's a cute guy. But I don't know. I think it depends on how hard they want to press it. Do they want to try and claim there was damages? Do they want to try and claim, you know, any profit made from Mogcoin he should be given a percentage of because the price went up because of his helmet being used, because of the engagement? There are a lot of things that somebody could argue.
If they send Marshmallow Mog, can they say, oh yeah, no, they make money because the token went up?
I don't know. That I would say that was involuntary, and you know, just because you send somebody money doesn't mean you've you know, established some sort of consumer relationship with them. So I don't know. That's I think it depends on how they go after it.
That's why so if
I don't, but I would feel more comfortable being on the team that's you know, protecting Marshmallow than the team that's protecting Jakey. I'm
Fair
just
enough.
gonna.
Yeah. That makes sense. That makes sense. I understand. Okay. And by the way, like, because I was to jump to the topic even like too fast. I didn't introduce you properly. Like, do you do like Web3 stuff, like a regulation trial on your daily basis?
What do you mean?
Do you take like manage legal actions in the Web3 world at work?
I have a couple of cases that are litigation cases. So I have a couple where I'm actually going after defendants. But most of the things I do are, you know, doing trademarks, doing copyrights, doing contracts, setting up base entities. So I'll do the basic IP work for them, but I really don't like litigation. Like I don't enjoy it. So I will usually send that out to somebody else just because I don't like it. And in the crypto space, it can be really hard because you don't know where these people are located. I mean, I have a case right now where I'm going after somebody for a rug pull, and the hardest part is finding them. Like I physically cannot find them in the world to serve them papers. I don't know where they are, even though their residence is a continental United States state.
But what if it's not?
Again, it's like a ghost hunt. I have like 6 different people trying to find this person. I'm gonna find you. I'm gonna find you, and when I do, I'm gonna win. But yeah, that was not a threat.
By the way, NFA.
Yeah, not legal advice.
Also, is that kind of like a consultation, like a free consultation?
No.
Is that? No, it's not, right?
No, that's not free. No. Don't you get me in trouble.
I would not. No, that's not what I do.
Okay, sure. I believe you.
No, but I mean, see, it's like nothing is defined. Is it defined properly? Is everything set up properly for even Web3 actions? You know,
I mean, there's ways to do it. I mean, I'm going after somebody. It's an NFT rug pull, and I'm using wire fraud. I'm using wire fraud and money laundering to go after them. And you know, I have the basic elements pulled up because I didn't want to get the elements wrong. So I feel like kind of a nerd. But so wire fraud is financial fraud involving the use of telecommunications or information technology.
Okay.
How is that not what a rug pull is? You're creating an NFT. You're creating an NFT. You're promising these people you're going to do certain steps. You maybe make it to step 1, and then you all of a sudden disappear with millions of dollars. That's financial fraud, and you're doing it over the internet.
Okay, that makes sense. So basically we don't need more laws and more regulation to say stealing money is bad, basically, and lying to people is bad.
I think that those already exist. I think they just haven't commonly been applied to, you know, Web3 law or Web3 based issues. So I think that Web2 laws make sense in Web3. That's a really good question. What if the mint is free? Is any mint free? Because technically you're paying Solana or you're paying Ethereum. You are always paying a gas fee.
Yeah, but not to the project.
Are you sure? How do you know?
Transaction on the chain. You can see that the gas fee is not going.
What if it takes you 10 minutes? What if it takes you 10 minutes to mint that? How much is your time worth? And most of the time, for what it's worth, most of the time, you got to come up with, you have to be creative, but most of the time they're not free mints. And the ones I'm going after have not been free mints. I do think that would be pretty hard. I don't know if the gas argument would work.
Okay.
And then, you know, you have judges, you have possible people on juries, and they're like, what's blockchain gas? Like they don't understand what we partake in every day.
Like, I mean, it doesn't make sense neither. Like we buy JPEG monkeys with internet magic money. Like, how do you explain that to a like 75 years old judge?
I try all the time. I try and explain it to my parents, my family, and they're like, what even is a blockchain? And I'm like, it's an internet source of receipt. Like it's just an internet record keeper forever that you can't alter.
Yeah.
They're like, okay, why do we need that?
Thank you.
Okay, let me Control-C. Let me just copy that picture and print it out. Now it's mine.
And okay, so like fees we pay for bank transfer, is that the same or not? For the
I don't
mint
know.
fees? Yeah.
I can't think of a time that's been brought up yet in court. And I mean, for me personally, my argument on that would depend on if I'm defending somebody or if I'm going after them. You have to think on both sides of the coin, because these areas are just so non-defined yet.
Yeah. That's
It's a
interesting.
good question though.
Because it's okay. I have so many questions right now because I was thinking,
there's so many.
like, because should justice? Okay, this one is a big one. What if the justice system becomes AI and we put aside the interpretation of the law to the AI, so it's like really square? And for example, if in one case you say, okay, gas fees is not, it's free, not going to the project, and
Right.
now it's like jurisprudence. I don't know if it's English.
Well,
word.
so now that I'm thinking about it, if you're not paying anything
Mm.
and you're not incurring any harm, then you don't really have standing. At least from a civil lawsuit. Criminal lawsuit is different. I'm talking about civil right now. So civil, there's money damages.
Mhm.
Criminal is usually some sort of jail time, or felony, something like that, probation, things like that. But for civil, you have to be financially harmed. So if you're not financially harmed, you don't have standing. Your case is gonna, in my opinion, like, it's just plain and simple, your case isn't gonna make it.
Okay. That's
NGMI.
Okay. There is so many doors, right? Okay. I love this stream already. That's so cool. Okay, so for decoders, we minted with our own token. Like, people were watching the videos, they get views, the SPL token views, and they were minting with views.
Interesting.
Yeah, I know. If I was rugging after, can they go after me? Like, say, oh yeah, no, it's not free mint.
I don't know.
Okay.
That's a good question.
Yeah.
I'd have to get creative with that one.
Yeah.
That could be fun. Let me think on that. Let me think on that. That can be our follow-up question for the next time you let me be on the show.
Okay. Because, by the way, the views didn't have like a LP, so we don't have a price. So it's basically, But then we were
on, really interesting question.
Like, we were also on a famous marketplace, so people were peer-to-peer transferring and selling the token. So we had like 1,400 equal 1 soul, but not directly.
Right.
And then I don't control FFF, so free mint.
Yeah, I don't know that.
Okay.
One of my friends does litigation more frequently, and he's actually on the defense side. So I want to bring this up to him and see if he has any suggestions. I feel like this is something he's probably encountered before.
Okay.
That's the problem. A lot of these aren't necessarily like yes or no answers.
Yeah.
They require some sort of creativity because they're just so different than the normal cases.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
I love it.
Yeah.
It keeps me occupied.
No way. Oh shit, I forgot my question. It was a good one. Shit. Oh, okay. So let's go back to Uniswap. They got the okay. So Marshmallow for you, it's like IP infringement, and
it's IP infringement. And also, I looked his emoji design on his helmet, that is trademarked for multiple different things. So I mean, he could even argue that they're infringing on his trademark by using his image in their video.
Okay.
Without permission.
Okay.
So it also depends. They could go after him that way too. I mean, there are definitely multiple routes that his lawyers could say, by your video still existing on the internet, you're still continuing to gain money from people watching it, and therefore we are owed a cut, or you have to take it down because that is his trademark.
How do you take a video out of internet?
Usually you don't. So that's when you argue there's been irreparable damage. And that's why most likely there will be some sort of settlement and some sort of money's paid. Should this be, that happens all the time.
Okay.
I had one of those myself. Oh my God. There are these law firms known as trademark troll law firms. And what they do is they go after people who unknowingly use a picture from the internet, and they fill out a blanket, like a very form-filled complaint. and they say you violated the statute, we're suing you for trademark infringement, pay us $600 or we're taking you to court. All like there are very famous law firms that just do that.
Oh my God.
And stupid me, back in 2019 when I had a blog, I went on an open sourced website, thought I pulled an image that was CCO, free of use. It wasn't. And 2.5 years later, I get an email. My site doesn't even exist anymore. Like the article's no longer up there. But they had a screenshot of my article with like this cute little picture of a government courthouse. Like it wasn't anything exciting. And they said, hey, we're going to sue you for trademark infringement or pay us $700. And I was like, go away. Yeah, of course I did, because I'm not taking I will lose that. I will lose that in court, even though I didn't know it was a licensed picture. Some of it can be bullshit.
But that doesn't make sense. And the website doesn't exist.
It doesn't, but they had a screenshot of when it did, and they said, we have proof that it existed for over 6 months. People were looking at our image on your website, and we didn't give you permission. You violated the statute. And I had no defense to it. I probably could have dragged it out, but the legal fees, I would have hired someone to defend, just so my emotions wouldn't have gotten, in my way. It would have cost probably 10 times as much to defend that as it would to just pay them the check of $700 and say, leave me alone. This is done. Like you're releasing me from everything. So it's all the time. It's God, it can be so annoying. That's why it's so important to hire somebody to clear these things and make sure that you're doing it the right way. You can contact me.
Good job. Good job. I can share the Let me share your
I've always wanted to do that.
GivnerAriel. Yes.
I've always wanted to shamelessly shill my own firm.
And you're right. And if we do more shows, we can run an ad.
Oh, spicy. Okay.
See, I just everyone follow GivnerAriel firm hashtag GivnerAriel, because if you want to be defended good.
That's not a legal promise, nor is that a relationship.
My bad. I didn't. Okay. Fair enough. Okay.
Not financial advice.
I don't even know what to do with this NFA bullshit stuff. Like, okay.
Do you want me to talk about it? It makes me so mad. So the whole purpose, I actually have an article on it on my website, which I can share later. The whole purpose of you have to be in the United States, you have to have certain certifications and certain licenses to be able to accept compensation for financial advice. So if I'm going to teach you how to trade or what to trade, if I'm going to tell you my watch lists, or if I'm going to manage your account for you, I have to have certain licenses if you're going to pay me. So in order for it to be financial advice, somebody has to be paying you for it. So I see all of these people on Twitter saying a bunch of things and then saying not financial advice. I'm not paying you for your opinion. So that wouldn't be financial advice anyways.
Okay.
So it doesn't make sense.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah. So all the
that
people
makes
saying
sense.
like, I bought Doge here and they're actually selling it. Like, I'm sure it could be illegal for something else because they're essentially committing fraud, but you're not compensating them for their advice unless you're paying them for a subscription.
Oh, wait. Like every financial YouTuber that have like private courses.
So many of them are acting illegally. I have, so many of them on financial Twitter, FinTwit, that are, join my Patreon for $500 a month and I'll teach you how to trade. I guarantee you most of those people don't have licenses and are breaking the law.
What the fuck?
Yeah, this is how I got my start on Twitter, was actually trading stocks in like financial Twitter and constantly talking about how everything everybody was doing was illegal. That's why so many people have me blocked, because I'd be like, well, this person's actually doing this illegal, and this is social media market manipulation, and this is illegal financial advice. And then those people would just block. I got calls from quite a few lawyers saying, stop tweeting this. And I'd say, okay, have your client prove to me that what they're doing isn't illegal. And they would leave me alone.
Jesus.
All the time.
It's breaking like all of the business of the financial.
And you need these people. you need those people that have lost money by paying them to sue them. That's the only way it's going to change, because once these guys start to get sued by people that are paying them, they're going to stop, hopefully. I mean, some of them have even been sued by the DOJ and have won, or, you know, they get a slap on the wrist. They're raking in millions of dollars in subscription fees, and then the DOJ charges them $200,000, and they're like, okay, here you go. And then they just keep doing it.
Yeah, because the fine is less that the money that you've made, and if you're being judged once for one stuff, then you can be judged another time, right?
Well, if they continue to do it, they can be charged. But I mean, if they get charged, they're not facing jail time. They're only getting charged $200K a pop, and they're bringing in millions of dollars. Why would you stop? Exactly.
And what about if I do that with views, which is my ecosystem token, and they get it for free watching content, and then they pay back views and to access my private content?
Well,
do they pay me?
That could be considered compensation. So if you are, I guess there's a small argument there, but it's a lot more direct if somebody is like joining your paid Patreon, or they're subscribing to your protected tweets. And in those protected tweets, you're saying, buy this here, buy that there. Here's my watch list. Like if you're actually receiving something for it, and that doesn't have to be money. It can also be a product. So like if I'm receiving a product, which happens all the time, if I'm receiving a product in exchange for sharing this information with you, like that's compensation.
Okay. But why do you don't subscribe to every financial YouTubers? You lose money and then you go after them.
Please go after them. Please sue them.
No, but you.
Me? I don't pay for them.
No, but like that's what I'm saying. You enter the course, you lose money, and then you attack them to compensate you back.
But then I don't know. That just feels bad. I don't know if I could do that. I would have to look. I don't know if I could do that knowing that it's illegal, but maybe I could. Maybe you're on to something.
It's a business.
You might have just retired me. I have to look into this.
I mean, but like every financial YouTube, like there is one, Meet Kevin, that actually he has the all of the regulated, like
great.
all of that. He has awesome. It. He has real estate, trading, blah blah blah. He's a financial advisor. Yep. And he have like a 1 minute portion on every of his videos that say, oh yeah, blah, blah, blah. It's not a personalized advice, blah, blah, blah. Like,
that's already been proven in court that those disclaimers don't help you. Like when the DOJ last fined, I think it was 2 years ago, the DOJ fined someone and he said, hey, I literally have it all over my website. Like, this is not financial advice. If you listen to it and lose money, it's not my fault. Here's my argument to that. I'm going to come over to your house and I'm going to say, hey, can I come in? And you say, well, you don't answer me yet. And so then I say, I'm telling you right now, though, if I come in your house and I kill you, it's not going to be considered murder. And you say, okay.
Yeah.
So then I come in your house, I shoot you, and then I get charged for murder. Do you think the jury is going to give a fuck that I warned you that it's not murder? Yeah. No, it's the same thing. I realize that's very drastic, but that little disclaimer, that's not gonna, when you're knowingly committing a felony and you're fraudulently collecting money, that little, this is not financial advice, is not gonna save you. That's how I read those in my head.
I can see it. And what about if I'm not a US resident, like if I'm in Malta and then you lose money in the US and then you want to go after me? What's going on?
I can still go after you because you're providing a service to people that you know are probably in the United States. So by doing that, you are knowingly subjecting yourself to the United States jurisdiction.
Okay.
There's an argument there for that. But then again, good luck finding you.
Yeah.
How am I going to serve you if I can't find you?
I mean, yeah, I have a company in Malta, so I can't find
okay, but so you're a little bit more established than maybe somebody else I would go after.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I mean, like, if you don't like like balloon rug guys or stuff like that.
Oh my God, don't even get me started. If people keep giving money to them, then they don't even deserve to win in a lawsuit. Like you're knowingly giving money to.
Okay. What about I send money to a tweet pre-sale on Twitter, and the guys?
I'm not helping you.
Yeah.
I'm not helping you. If you send money to somebody on Twitter hoping to make money and you don't, do not call me. I'm not going to help you. I'm just not.
But is there a case?
No. I mean, maybe you could say it. I think that there's probably a case for wire fraud, but if these people online are anonymous, you don't know who they are. There's no shred of any sort of location for them, and you just send them cryptocurrency via a wallet address. That's going to be a really hard case. Like the elements might be there to prove it, but then I have to find you, then I have to win the case, and then you have to pay the judgment, which is a whole other story. So it just might not be worth it because some of these people are such ghosts. That's why Zach XBT is amazing, because he'll pick a wallet address and he'll just find these people and then they can be sued. Like people that can do that are superheroes.
Yeah, especially for it doesn't get a lot of credit or even money compensation, at least for what he's doing. Yeah. So yeah.
I mean, I'm dealing with that right now. I have one of my clients was hacked, and the hacker, oh God, this guy was stupid. He tried to be a sophisticated hacker. He tried to send things through Tornado Cash. So, it went to a bunch of different wallets, which I mean, I have my own experts that have come through, put together a graph. And then this guy, it's wild. He took the initial funds, took it through Tornado Cash, went to like 200 different wallets, and then all of the 200 wallets sent it back to one wallet in Coinbase that's KYC'd, and then withdrew it.
What?
So I have right now I have to file the case. I have to file it via I have to file it against a wallet number. And then I have to subpoena Coinbase and say, hey, this person KYC'd, I have a case against them. Hopefully you can give me their information. And then if they do, assuming they do, then I can go after the person. Good luck to me if he's in another country.
Okay, so you can be KYCing on Coinbase, and if he's like somewhere else in the US, it's done?
I actually don't know. I've never checked to see which countries they allow on there. So I don't actually know. Okay. I hope they're in the US. That would be amazing. I mean, it was for a lot of money, but yeah.
And Coinbase reply to all of those requests?
They should. Yeah.
Yeah, they have legal obligation to reply to it.
They have a legal obligation to, and if they don't, you can keep pressing them in court. And if they don't respond, the court can get involved.
I will not. Oh my God.
That's why when you get a subpoena request, if it's no big deal, just do it. It's, you have a legal obligation to do it. But these companies really don't like hackers, obviously. And they try and implement those security features so that if something bad does happen to somebody and they do get a subpoena for the identity, they can provide it to deter that from happening. That's partly why KYC and anti-money laundering laws are such a big deal. I sound so boring. I promise.
No. It's not that. It's like how do you regulate a decentralized world? Okay, so Uniswap, but how do you regulate a decentralized world, basically? Where and
that's the thing. So we kind of started talking about Wells Notice a little bit.
Yes.
With Uniswap, so I have it pulled up right here, and I've read a lot about it. We don't know what the SEC said to Uniswap specifically. That's a confidential document that they haven't shared. But Uniswap did say that the SEC's Wells Notice was focused on Uniswap acting as an unregistered securities broker and an unregistered securities exchange. So basically what that does is the SEC is telling Uniswap, we think you're an unregistered securities broker and an unregistered securities exchange, and we plan to sue you, and here's why. So Uniswap does have that opportunity to respond to them and say, we think you're wrong, here's why. They have the option, they don't have to, but more times than not, the SEC is going to sue them anyways. So it's kind of like a heads up, we're like, prepare yourself, we're coming to sue you.
But the SEC is going to lose.
God, I hope so. The SEC is acting. The SEC is not. They cannot create laws.
Yeah.
They don't know. Like Gary Gensler is not an attorney, which is a fact that surprises so many people. He's not an attorney. They cannot create laws. They're supposed to regulate them. And what they're trying, in my opinion, they're trying to stifle this blooming cryptocurrency industry because they're trying to monetize it by shutting it down. And I hope they're in for a rude awakening when this eventually gets taken to the courts and the courts are like, no.
Yeah.
They don't create laws, which a lot of people say that they're trying to do. And recently a court kind of came down on them hard and said, you are overusing your power. Like you are overreaching hugely. It was a big loss for them.
Damn. But
so courts are kind of catching on. And I think this is Gensler's Hail Mary, because I don't think he's going to be there much longer.
I mean, yeah, and if it's Trump coming back,
he's gone.
Yeah.
He's definitely gone.
What's the SEC win rate in that kind of trials?
I think it depends on what you consider a win to be. Is a win they go to court and defendant loses completely? Is a win they settle it out of case, they give the SEC a little bit of money, they change a few things and they can go on their way? I don't have the answer off the top of my head, but okay. I mean, lately with cryptocurrency issues, I mean, they haven't been winning. The cases, different motions, which are different procedural steps and things that each side takes throughout litigation. I mean, the SEC hasn't been winning a lot of those. So I don't know why they're literally just throwing shit at the wall, hoping it sticks. It's a mess. It's a waste of taxpayer money. Because we pay for the SEC. It's a complete overuse of our money and taxpayer funds.
Okay, yeah.
I know.
All the laws are like here to protect the people or the status quo of institutions?
There's a debate there that I am not going to touch on.
Oh, no.
I think.
And as a lawyer, it's interesting.
I go back and forth with this, and lately my biggest mental, I guess, kind of argument with myself was the amount of time that Sam Bankman-Fried was given for his crimes.
Exactly.
He was given 25 years. And a part of me, there's a part of me that thinks that's fair with, people that were hard. Some people got their money back and he's still young, like he still has his entire life ahead of him. Mm-hmm. But that part also thinks that to some extent, I think he was a puppet, and I think he was a puppet of his parents. And I think that his parents should be in there for life. I think his parents and everybody his parents bribed, like they should be in prison for life. I think they used Sam as a puppet. I think they took advantage of the fact that he was their son and that he was young. So there's a part of me that thinks 25 years makes sense, but then there's the other part of me that thinks 25 years is total bullshit. He should be in there for life. And this way we deter somebody from ever doing that again.
Is that works? Like, does that work? Like, the next scammers will show up and try it.
Yeah, they will. Because they're going to say, oh, we're only going to get 25 years if we get caught. I mean, he donated so much money to politicians that nobody's even talking about. Because why would they? It would completely be against their favor. But that's a criticism of the mainstream media, which we can save for another episode when I have a glass of whiskey in front of me.
Fair enough. See, it's gonna be a new format. Like I want to call that the book of like Ariel Book of Law or something like that.
We could make it Decoders.
Decoding the law.
Givy gets controversial questions from Decoders. You gotta make it something about like you guys firing me up with your controversial questions because there are so many right now that exist in the law.
I have shorts. we can make so many shorts.
Let me go get my entire bottle of whiskey.
But like, it's.
Oh, that could be a game. You could ask me a question, and every time I don't want to answer it, I have to take a shot. So you can make it as risky as you want.
Oh, challenge accepted.
Challenge accepted.
Yeah, because so even FTX was the most regulated exchange ever in the US, blah, blah, blah. Like you have all of the institutional, like, you can do it. You are a billionaire. Let's invest together. And then they get fucked anyway. So is like decentralized exchange make even more sense than a centralized one, right?
I mean, that's Coinbase is trying to be the most compliant. And it's so frustrating. You know, they're going to the SEC and they're saying, hey, we're trying to be compliant.
Yeah.
What do we have to do?
Mm.
And the SEC says, we're not going to tell you.
Yeah.
But we're going to sue you for not doing it. And then they come back and then Coinbase says, we're trying to work with you. What can we do to not break the law? And the SEC says, well, we're not going to tell you still, but we're still going to sue you. So then Coinbase gets the courts involved and they say, we literally are trying to work with them. They're just suing us. Like, we're trying to work with them. And again, the SEC says, we're not even going to tell you the rules. So it's really frustrating because you have these exchanges in good faith trying to work with them and trying to really set the standard and pave the way. And the SEC, not all of it. I mean, there are some individuals in the SEC that are standing up for the rights of crypto. I mean, Hester Pierce is amazing. But you have Gary Gensler at the head of it saying, no, we're not going to tell you. It's offsides, but we're not telling you why. We're just going to sue you.
And is the Bitcoin ETF change everything?
I think so.
Yeah.
Because now institutions are involved. And personally, I think it's going to be good for price action in the long run because you're not going to have BlackRock lose. You're not going to have JP Morgan lose. These big institutions are not going to lose. I mean, the whole reason GameStop, that whole short squeeze was stopped was so the institutions didn't get completely liquidated. At the end of the day, you have these financial laws protecting they're protecting the big firms. And now that the big firms are invested in Bitcoin, I think it now holds a bit of a heavier weight.
Yeah, 100%.
At least in the United States. I mean, you have countries right now that are taking advantage of this and governments are buying Bitcoin after Bitcoin. And here the US is like, we don't want it. So it
doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. And we have such a chance to be at the top of this booming industry. And instead the government's fighting it. And, you know, there are so many reasons for that. Personally, I don't think they like how wealthy people got during the pandemic. I don't think they like the fact that people were gaining independence, but that might be my political views shining through a little bit.
Especially when you know that they like sell some stocks just before announcing the lockdown and shit like that.
What? Nancy Pelosi is the best stock trader I've ever seen. What are you talking about? She belongs on Wall Street. She belongs on the floor. She's amazing. She's incredible. Yeah,
but that's why, like, again, a decentralized one, because Bitcoin, just for now, like, split the monetary power from the state. And like
but they don't want that.
Yeah, no, of course, 100%. It makes sense. Like, if you are the government and you have the money of the world, of course you don't want to lose it to orange token.
Absolutely not. And if these people are at home and they're making money, who's going to come in and work?
Exactly.
They can't have that.
AI.
Oh, that's scary.
Super scary. It's so cool. This channel, okay.
I think it's very cool. But I think it has the potential to be very scary.
Oh, 100%. But like, see, in 1 year, 2 years, 6 months, maybe, I want you to come back on the channel and it's going to be hosted by AI.
No, I don't want to do that. I want it to be hosted by you.
But you're never going to see the difference.
That's terrifying.
It's so much fun.
I don't want that. I want to interact with you. I want to interact with a person. If I want to interact with a robot, I'll call Twitter support. Like, I want to interact with a person.
Oh my God. This is so bad. The Twitter support shit is so bad.
It's so bad.
I paid for the last 2 months for the account to have affiliate stuff. And they send me, okay, I don't have the features. It's been the 2nd month I pay for it. I can't access it. I contact support. They say, oh, send an email. Email doesn't reply. And then they send me the same message again and again. I said, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's real bad now. But I mean, I don't want to, and maybe AI can fix that, but it's still scary. It's still scary. And it's made its way into IP laws. I mean, that would be a really fun episode because right now there's a really big hurdle in granting copyright protection to things that are AI created.
Okay. An artist get inspiration from everything that they can see in life. right? Like you look at a painting, you say, oh, it's beautiful. And 6 months after, you're going to paint something, you're going to paint the same shit that you see. Okay, cool. AI does that faster, better, et cetera, et cetera. But
but it's not done by a human.
And then what? It's better.
So in order to receive copyright protection, it has to be created by a human. And that's what right now the Copyright Office is struggling with, because yes, AI creates it, but there's a human behind it telling it what to do.
For now.
For now, right. So that in itself, I mean, I don't really deal with that area of the law just because it's so niche and so specific. There are you have some attorneys at, one of my friends is in-house for one of the bigger graphic image creators, and constantly she has to be caught up on all of the laws and how they pertain to AI because it directly affects her company.
Yeah.
So there are people that really specialize in that because it is so complicated.
Is copyright law outdated? Oh, copyright, yeah.
I think it's going to be shortly.
No.
I think that they're going to need to come up. I think the goal is to come up with some sort of sliding scale on how much AI was used. And, there has to be some de minimis amount of human effort in there. So I think that there is going to be some scale that the Copyright Office can look at and use to help them determine whether or not an image is copyrightable.
But like, if I go to a restaurant and if the steak is cooked by an AI or a chef, but like, and I don't make the distinction, I don't care. Like, I care about the result of it. Like, I want my steak to be good.
Yeah. Right? And then you have me. I guess I'm just a human maxi, and I want someone as a person to cook my food so I can look them in the eyes and say, this was the best steak I've ever had.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's going to end up being like the movie I, Robot.
Yeah, and then it's so cool.
No, that's not cool. The robots all rebel. Are we watching different movies?
No, it's the same. But I honestly, I kind of feel like a lot of dystopic movie kind of cool.
Sorry.
That's okay.
I got to oil that door, apparently. Told you the fiance would come home and ruin the whole show.
Hi. But no, it's fascinating. Like that, and also the technologies go so fast that also that how do you regulate a world where like first you have like 1,000 meme coins created a day, you have the market cap of like in 2-3 years it's gonna be the gold market cap in all crypto or whatever, and it takes 10 years to pass a law that's gonna say, oh yeah, no, you can't hold your Bitcoin on a wallet that is not KYC. Fuck off first. And how do you catch up? How do you catch up with that?
I don't know. I mean, that's when, are you considered grandfathered in, or because you predate the law? Are you allowed to do that? And now new people have to be able to abide by? I don't know. Also, I agree with Pengzu. Human connection and emotions is what make us different. Don't forget your romanticism. Exactly. And that's why I want my steak to be cooked by a chef that I can say he did a damn good job and I can make his day.
I think, you can make AI day. What about AI rights?
AI has no feelings, remember?
For
AI
now.
isn't supposed to have feelings.
But how do you know you have feelings?
You are literally just like supporting the human versus machine war.
Terminator was cool. But I mean, no, but I mean, if that happened, we're gonna lose anyway because it's over. Toast. Like it's over. Like if we reach that point, it's over.
We're gonna reach a point where the robots decide for our success, we need to be killed off slowly.
Exactly.
I want to be on the first wave out.
Yeah. So it doesn't matter because if it happens, it's already gone.
Yeah. Me and my friends talk about weird things. We talk about this a lot. If there was a zombie apocalypse, would you want to live and try and survive it? Or would you want to just be killed? And like, honestly, I want to be one of the first people out. I want to be the first. I don't want to try and be a zombie. Nope, just take me.
I want to know the end of the story. Like, I want to live season 9 of The Walking Dead. That's good. I want to meet Nate. Only thing that, yes, exactly. Oh, yes, Alma. Yes, see, Alma get it. Only thing that matters is the result. If you can see the difference, your opinion is emotional. Free AI. Let's go.
I am going to respectfully disagree with that. But that's okay. We don't have to agree.
No, exactly. No, 100%. Like, because...
But that's an emotional opinion on my end.
And maybe we're already living in a simulation anyway, so you don't know.
Possible. It's weird we sleep. I don't know.
Yeah. Are we? Or we just turn off and then...
So we need to do another one of these. Maybe it's a late night
100%.
show where I can like relax myself with a little bit of medical THC, and then we can get on these topics and just see how deep into the wormhole we get.
Yeah, 100%. That's why you need more episodes. Do you have to go? Is your fiance calling?
No. Okay. I told her I had a hard block out from 5 to 7. Okay. I didn't know how long this lasts. I was really excited to be here.
1
with
hour?
you. I didn't want to put a stop time on it.
See? I have a show in
There's no stop time on human creativity.
Oh, that's amazing. And see, like Ariel is savage. Yes, that's what's up.
Thank you, Hannah. See, we can disagree and still be friends.
Yeah, exactly.
Perfect. That's perfect.
Should we talk again about law stuff?
We can do that. Yeah. So okay. I also apologize. My ADD is so bad that I like my ADD. I'll talk about something and then I'll end up on like 5 different topics. But I usually come back. Like I usually always come back to start. Usually just like 20 minutes later. So please rope me back in.
No, okay. Free market. Is the free market works, or should we live in a regulated world?
I don't think. I think decentralization is important. I think there needs to be some sort of freedom.
Yeah. But then what's the limit?
I don't know. I mean, I think that's why we struggle so much.
True. Okay. No, it's a hard question.
It is a hard question. I think about that a lot, but I think we have to there has to be the right balance somewhere.
Yeah, it's just
finding it.
Awesome. Yeah.
Which we won't do, but we're struggling. We're trying.
Yeah, no, exactly, because then it's like political point of view that even you can create the laws and then you have a judge that gonna apply the laws with like his politic view of life.
And that's why you have the appeal process. I mean, that's why we have those. You have, let's say you get a judgment you don't like, you can always appeal it. So there are those checks and balances supposedly. But I mean, I think it possibly depends on what side of the political spectrum you're on, and I don't always think those checks and balances work.
And that's why, like, say, just for one sentence, AI. if the AI doesn't have political,
that could possibly, I mean, that's where AI could help. It is, but also when I did litigate and I would go to court, there is some sort of strategy and satisfaction you get if it's a jury trial, invoking that emotion from the jury, or without making people feel you can't get a result. I'm actually interested in France. Yeah.
I have to read it for a word. So in France, the road is regulated to hell, always slower on highway and in cities. In German, no limits in highway. Result, people have more responsibility. Yeah, extreme ownership. Yeah. And also, there is less accident on the on the highways in Germany than in France.
Maybe it's because you guys drive on the different side of the street.
No.
Don't you drive? Than the US? Don't you drive on the right?
Yeah, it's on the right, but Germany too, so it's good.
But the US, wait, what side? Oh wait, we also drive on the right here.
Yeah.
Help! What country am I in?
I don't know. No, you have Australia, right, India, all of the Commonwealth countries. They are driving on the left.
Okay.
And Malta too, because it was a colony, British colony. Okay. But yeah. Now you have to stop using miles and pounds though. So please create a law about that.
It makes it so confusing when we go international. I don't know what kilometers per hour this is. I don't know what Celsius is. You guys no, but I feel like you guys love the metric system debate.
Because it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense. I totally agree with you. It doesn't make sense. Yeah. We can agree.
See, it's happening.
But it'll never happen. It'll never happen.
Why?
Because America is too stubborn.
Okay. Is America
Blame
the best
it on us.
country in the
Blame
world?
it on us. Blame it on us.
Oh yeah, but you are the only one using it, so yes, like
blame it on us.
Yeah.
Did you just ask if we were the best country in the world?
Yeah.
I think my answer would have been very different 4 years ago than it is today.
Okay, that's interesting.
Given who is our president.
Yeah. I have so many shorts.
It's an election year. You have to.
Yeah, true. Okay, so which result? Yes, so exactly that's what I said. Thank you for the delay. Which results in less accident, and so you need a clear set of constraints while providing the right level of freedom. Yes,
It has to be a balance.
Yeah.
But we struggle to find that.
Yeah, I mean, like when the US will have a Bitcoiner as a president, I think crypto regulation and Web3 regulation will make way more sense.
100%. Right now we have
Yeah.
a government that's trying to stop it, and they don't want to give us any sort of rules because people can follow rules. They can't follow when there's no rules, and you're just kind of operating on the fly and not telling them what to do. The second we have a clear set of rules to work with, it's I can't wait. But it's not going to happen while we have a government that doesn't want crypto to flourish.
But even it's a borderless world. Like Web3, again, decentralization by definition is borderless. So how do you go after a rugger that's gonna post a tweet, people send 30
You're
million?
not. And you
Exactly.
hope at some point natural selection takes over and these people aren't stupid enough to do that.
Exactly.
But natural selection fails us daily. So I don't know. That's one of my favorite sayings.
Darwin Award stuff, yeah. We need more of that.
After all of this, I mean, you have some of these it makes me so mad. You have some of these scammers that post wallet addresses and say, send me, pre-sale, send me a bunch of money. And then people send them a bunch of money and nothing happens. And they're like, oh, well,
let's do it again.
That's done. And then the rugger says, oh, well, I messed up then. I'm going to do it again. And this time you're going to make money. And people are like, oh, okay, he said this time's going to be different. What? That's literally the definition of insanity, is doing the same thing and expecting different results.
Exactly.
So a part of me almost doesn't feel bad for people that repeatedly just send money to wallets. I don't. And it's just more gambling. You might as well go to a casino.
True.
At least there's food in casinos.
Yeah. Do you have like the crazy case crypto related that you can say on YouTube and kick and Twitch?
I have to be a little bit. I don't know, because most of them are still ongoing.
Okay. So no, if it's ongoing, no, we don't do that. But like, any close case where like.
I've had people come at me before that want to sue exchanges because they forgot their seed phrase. And I'm like, I'm not suing an exchange because you forgot your seed phrase. So I've had that happen. That happens to me a lot. Probably once a month I'll get an email saying, the exchange didn't make it up front and center. I had to write it down. I didn't write it down. I have 6 figures in a wallet that I can't access. And I'm like, I feel really bad for you, but also that burden is on you. That's why they say like 7 times, write down your seed phrase, write down your seed phrase, write down your seed phrase. If you don't, I mean.
Yeah, there's no law that's gonna protect you against stupidity.
No, you can't fix stupid.
Yeah.
Albert Einstein might have said that.
Yes,
I think he said, you can't fix stupid.
No, he said like what you said about like the expecting different result, doing the same thing, expecting different result.
I think that might be his quote. Yes. But it's one of my favorites because people do that in Web3 all the time. They buy into projects that have previously rugged and they're like, this time it's going to be so different. I'm going to retire my parents. No, you're not. You're going to lose $200. You're going to lose a couple grand.
Is there a legal difference between a failed project and a rug?
I think, yes. A failed project is more like a failed startup in that sometimes you try things and it just doesn't work. I mean, if you have the intention to carry something out and you can't do it and it's, reasonable, not negligent, not fraudulent, your idea just didn't work. I think that's very different than opening up a project with the intent to never produce anything and just taking everybody's money and going and buying new houses and new Lambos. Yeah. Those are 2 very different scenarios.
And where is the line? What kind of elements can you bring to a judge to say, okay, this one it's fail, and the balloon guys, it's a rug?
I love that you keep saying, what happened? What did they do to you? Were you involved?
Oh, nothing. I just, honestly, in 3 years, I just get drained once because I didn't know you can close your DM on Discord, and I was just getting started.
Oh, no.
0.1 soul, so manageable. But that was the one time. And I was
Okay.
just like 2 weeks in the NFT world, and then I
Well,
learned.
you were a baby, but you
Yeah,
learned. You got stronger.
exactly.
See, natural
Yeah.
selection. You
I
got
grew
stronger.
up. Yeah, I grew up. And look at me now.
Yeah, now you're doing a podcast.
Exactly.
So back to your initial question, for me, it's intent. I think it all depends on what the intention was when the project was created. If you create a project, you create a roadmap, you know damn well you're not going to meet any of these goals, but this is what you're presenting to the public. This is why people are buying into your project, but you're sitting here knowing, hey, I'm never going to deliver that. Yeah, that's fucked up. That's like, I would have no problem coming after you for that. But if you genuinely try and make your project work, you genuinely try and hit the roadmaps, you do everything you can and it still doesn't work, that to me is a very different scenario. Okay. Unless, of course, those goals were pretty inconceivable and fraudulent. You know, there was no chance they could ever be real. That's another, I think, area that might be a little, I don't know, dicey. But that's the intent matters a lot.
That makes sense. It's like I watch Asmon Gold. I don't know if you like. He's a famous streamer about streamers, and he streams World of Warcraft stuff. But he was talking about that for the Kickstarter games. So you have like you create a Kickstarter, you get like 10 million, basically a pre-sale on Twitter, and then you create a shitty game that is like just Unreal Engine assets, and you say, okay, I created the game. It's a shitty game, but here's my game. Is that the right? Like the fine line, the line, it's so thin.
It's really thin, and unfortunately it depends on the circumstances of what happened, what were the intentions. Did you promise, you know, fancy champagne and deliver like a well shot? I mean, do your intentions match up with what was produced? Are they so different that there's no way that could have been genuine? If you invested, you know, $20 million in that company and they say they're going to make this like game-changing VR headset, and they just turn around and produce, you know, Apple's Vision Pro and just slap their name on it, then what did I give you $10 million for? I'd be pissed.
You have a cool job. It's fun.
So that's why I like it, and that's why a normal desk job wasn't suitable for me, because I get bored so easy. And with this, you have to be so creative. And you know, I had one of my clients that I do general counsel work for said, hey, we need a contract that has enforced royalties, and you have to talk about like, ooh.
Yeah, that's Mac equals
Sick. Why isn't it
why? Okay.
But yeah, I have projects come to me that say, hey, we're doing like an advanced royalties contract. We want to have different NFTs in there, and we need to talk about the different exchanges they're going to be on, and you know, the different times they're getting released. And in what other industry would I be creating something that has so many different creative elements? It's so cool. It keeps me so entertained.
Yeah. Do you have like a lawyer's DAO?
No, I actually don't necessarily like DAOs.
Ooh, that's
controversial.
But you're part of the Monkey DAO, no?
I love Monkey DAO,
but not the other one.
I love Monkey DAO. I'm their general counsel. I was a Monkey DAO member before I was their general counsel. I don't necessarily think every project needs to be a DAO. DAOs are not efficient. You are going to get so much more done if you accept that you're an LLC and have 2 or 3 people that own the company and just move forward. DAOs are incredible because everybody gets a vote, but they're also just so inefficient and hard to, you know, they're just hard to run. They're hard to run properly and correctly, and legally they're just not very straightforward. So my favorite saying is, your Discord group is not a DAO, and that's okay.
And that's okay. Okay.
And that's okay.
Okay, that's okay.
I think DAO has become just such a hot topic word that people are like, you know, eyeglass DAO. It's like, you're a group of people on the internet. At best, you're a partnership. Like you're not actually, you're legally an LLC. But not everything, they're so ineffective. Most like Decod3rs is not a DAO. No, it's not, and that's okay. It's not a DAO. the Gen Ape Academy, not a DAO, they're a corporation. Like, it's very okay to be a regular entity. I personally, from a legal standpoint, prefer it.
Yeah, it makes more sense, and that's what like the Monkey Ventures is like a syndicate in Dubai or somewhere.
They're based out of Singapore. Monkey Ventures is based out of Singapore.
Yeah, and
that is not affiliated with the.
Oh.
Yeah, Monkey Ventures is not affiliated with the United States entity. They're completely separate. They're completely separate.
That makes sense.
That was done on purpose.
Yeah, no way.
Yeah, but things like that, I mean, and there are other offshore entities, like there are Singaporean entities, there are Cayman foundations. Sometimes those entities definitely make more sense for a project. I just personally don't know them as well. I'm trained in US law. I have attorneys that I go to that I'll refer clients to that handle, offshore entity setups.
That makes sense. Is democracy a good government system?
Whoa. You just literally went in for the jugular. I'm not going to sit here and say that I'm a communist on live TV.
On live TV? Okay.
There's no way you're getting that. I don't care how many drinks you give me.
No, okay. So everyone on the show, there's a limit. Okay, fair enough. But
Mom, help.
But we are already past the hour, so yeah, maybe we can stop here for the episode 1 of the Book of Law.
We'll have to do that question on a Spaces that is not recorded.
Oh, okay.
Oh, hey, Buckets. I love Buckets. I hung out with him at NF10. I saw him at NFT NYC. Nicest guy in the world.
It's a goat.
And Sandbar is also very
100% cool. Bullish on Sandbar. We need that.
I think for legal reasons, I need to disclose that I've done some legal work for Sandbar, but I also think it's a great product.
You have to disclose it? Why?
Yes.
What's the law that tell you to disclose it?
Well, I have a vested interest in Sandbar doing well.
NFA.
No, definitely. I think that would be called. That's when you have to, you invest in something and you tweet about it. You have to say, sponsor.
Oh yeah, ads. Hashtag ads.
Hashtag ad.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Fair enough.
Because you can't misrepresent your views to consumers. It's to protect consumers.
It's just be responsible. Extreme ownership of your wallet. That's it. That's how you protect customers. I think we can conclude on that.
Tell that to the amount of people that have sued Instagram for allowing influencers to go on there and promote undisclosed sponsored content.
Yeah. Okay, so it looks like it's a topic for.
I promise I'm fun at parties. I'm not always doom and gloom. My job is to pick up the worst case scenario and try and prevent it.
Yeah.
It's easier to clean up. It's easier to prevent a mess than clean up a mess.
True.
Well, I don't know if Albert Einstein said that one, but it's still a good quote.
Yeah, it could be just like Einstein quote, and then we have Ariel quote just here.
Sure. Yeah, I think I'm right up there with him. Yeah, that's
exactly.
That's perfect.
And
any other hot button topics?
No, I want to close on. I want to close up on that democracy question. It's good.
Why do you hate? I thought we were bonded.
Oh, we are. Don't worry about that. It's one question doesn't mean the other is not true.
I'm just joking. I think democracy is great if it's true democracy. I don't think now we are experiencing necessarily.
I know.
Because everybody's a little puppet.
We're living the simulation anyway. But Ariel, thank you so much for these streams. And again, happy birthday, by the way. Forgot about that.
Oh my God, thank you. Thank you for thank you.
Happy birthday.
I made it to 32. Woo!
But yeah, everyone follow Ariel. See Ariel. Super.
Thank you for listening. Thank you. Him and I, maybe the next time I come on the show, I'll try and have the same sort of hair as Albert Einstein. Maybe I could do that. That could be interesting. I think that might take away from what I say, though.
You can't have the same kind of hair than me, but because that would be weird. But that's done.
I'm gonna pass on that, but thank you for the invitation.
But
I don't have that great of. I have never mind. You need to close out.
Everyone, follow Ariel. I just dropped again the Twitter account. If you want good content about Web3 and IP infringement. That's the account you want to follow, and everything that's fun on
Fun legal
Web3.
laws.
Yes, and not legal advices neither, right? We have to say that. But yeah, Ariel, again, thank you so much. You will come back. You will come back on the channel. Like, yeah, I'm telling you, we will have an episode 2. Like, share the video, tweet, retweet, the whole 9 yard. Enjoy, and yeah, we will see you in the next streams in 1 hour. Like 40 minutes. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Ariel. And bye. Peace. Video. End of the video. It's here. Come on, video.
And that's it. Enjoy the live stream. We'll see you in the next one. But before that, make sure to subscribe, like, and share the video.